In life, the smallest actions can sometimes have the biggest results, and that's why in this video we are going to explore 5 simple habits that can completely change your life for the better in just a few minutes a day. Number 1 is doing the scary things socially. This transformed my life. You see, I was extremely shy up until I was about 20 years old, and I only broke out of it when I started asking myself, what am I afraid of doing right now? At first, it was little things like saying one extra sentence to a cashier to make that interaction more human. Then it was asking a stranger for directions, maybe a recommendation of where to eat in a new area of town. And eventually, the scary thing was sharing everything that I'd learned here on YouTube. And terrifying as the judgment was, it turned out to be one of the best things I ever did. So wherever you are, from super shy to incredibly confident, lean into your personal social fears. You're going to see a massive gain in your self-esteem, and you'll probably attract amazing new people into your life. The second life-changing habit is defining your ideal before you get realistic. Many of us do the opposite here. We start with what we think is realistic, and then we pick the best option from there. So if you ask an unhappy accountant what kind of job they'd like, they sometimes talk about moving to a different firm, but they often don't even think of changing career paths entirely. Unfortunately, the obvious and realistic answers usually leave us feeling uninspired. Instead, get yourself motivated by letting your mind run wild and honing in on your true ideal outcome. Now, to do that, you can ask questions like, what would I do with my life if I had $100 million in the bank after all the partying and traveling? Or, what would I do in this situation if I wasn't afraid of rejection? The answers that you get might sound crazy at first, but it's these kinds of questions that are going to put you on a path to doing something that you truly love and not just something that you can tolerate. Third is the most valuable habit that I've picked up in the last year, and that is meditation. Now, there are tons of scientifically backed benefits: more rational decision making, lowered risk of heart disease, up to a 50% reduction in the stress hormone cortisol. But despite all of that, it was just too boring for me to get into at first. Luckily, I committed to doing it for 2 weeks, and I finally saw some real-life improvements. Now, when I feel myself starting to get upset or frustrated, I can catch myself and correct course more easily. I feel more alert, more positive, and less judgmental of other people. And now, instead of feeling like I should meditate, I genuinely feel like I want to. Now, I know that it can be tough to get started with, so I've actually partnered with a really helpful guided meditation app that I've been using called Simple Habit. I'm going to share my favorite tracks to listen to, plus how you can get started for free at the end of this video. But for now, let's get to the 4th habit, which is cutting out the little white lies that seem like no big deal. Now, if you're a fan of this channel, you've heard me say this before, but it's so important and it bears repeating. When you tell a lie, that's like paying with a credit card. It makes things easier in the moment, but you have a debt to pay. You've created a rift between yourself and reality, and that comes at a cost. Now, sometimes you pay the price when you're discovered and the trust in your relationship is damaged. Other times, you're never actually busted. You just lose respect for yourself because you know that you're not a person who values their word. In order to change your life here, stop going deeper into lie debt. Correct yourself when you've let a fib slip out. Don't act in a way that you know isn't honest. Even though this makes things uncomfortable in the moment, it's absolutely worth it for your mental health and for building a strong foundation of trust into all of your relationships. The last habit is to stop listening to music that makes you feel like you're missing something. We often don't realize it, but music is basically hypnosis. The lyrics influence our beliefs, and the composition affects our mood. So if you constantly listen to love songs that say having a partner is the most important thing in life, you might begin to feel down if you're single. And you might even find yourself desperate to be in any relationship instead of just enjoying life as it comes. In fact, a study out of Western Australia concluded that even though people expect sad songs will make them feel better, they often serve to further reinforce our depressed moods. Imagine if instead you listened to music that reminded you that you are not missing anything. Music that puts a smile on your face and makes you a person that others naturally want to be around. You don't have to cut sad songs out completely. Just make sure the ones that you listen to on repeat are supportive of your happiness. And you can give it a test right now by seeing how many of your top songs make you feel good versus bad. Bonus points for starting your happy playlist when you wake up in the morning and start brushing your teeth. So, I hope that you found these 5 habits very helpful. I know they've made a huge impact on my life. And I particularly think that meditation deserves a bit more of an explanation, so I'm going to share a bit more now about how I have gotten the most out of it, courtesy of our sponsor, Simple Habit. All right, meditation. Now, this is something we know that we probably should be doing, because if you're like me, you've read articles on how good it is for your mind and body, and you've maybe tried to do it before, but because it's boring or you can't find time, you haven't stuck with it. Now, I'm going to be sharing my entire system for what I have found works for me to create genuine benefit in not that much time in an entire separate video. But for now, I want to talk about one part of that system, which is the guided meditations that I have been using via today's sponsor, Simple Habit. So Simple Habit is an app, and it's got all different kinds of meditations. And the ones that I've focused on that have been most impactful on me are meditations to create more positivity, joy, and gratitude. These are the emotions that I want in my life. I want to laugh more. I want to feel grateful for the things that I have. But it's very easy as an entrepreneur or someone who with a YouTube channel or whatever it is with your life, because we all do this, to focus on the next thing. What is the problem today? What do we need to fix, solve? What isn't going right? That's how we advance. Unfortunately, we oftentimes don't feel really good about all that we have already done, and it leaves us achieving so much, but feeling very much emptiness about it and an inability to enjoy it for more than just a few moments or a few hours. And so these meditations are kind of like training for your brain to focus on what is already good, and they make you feel excellent, and that translates to going out in the world, being more charismatic, and just generally feeling happier. So what I've been doing are meditations that are 7 days, 30 days, focused on joy, focused on gratitude, and you can get this stuff for free using our code below, which is www.simplehabit.com/charisma. There's tons of free meditations in Simple Habit. You get a free week trial of their premium subscription if you use that link. And that means you can go through the entire 7-day joy meditation, see if you like it, check out some of the other meditations, see if you notice tangible changes in your life, which I believe that you will. And if you do, it's only $11.99 a month after that to stay, which for me has been absolutely worth it. So if you're interested in cultivating more gratitude, more positivity, more joy in your life, my recommendation is use the free week trial. You have nothing to lose. If you don't like it, you can stick with the free version and just use those free meditations. Go ahead, click the link below, www.simplehabit.com/charisma. You can get started today. It's like 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, and it's had a huge impact on my life. I am looking forward to sharing more with you about what I've been doing with meditation in another video, but for now, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much to Zano for the excellent animation, and I will see you guys in the next video.